She didn't raise her voice. She didn't play their game. And still, the whole room shifted. My dear chosen ones, you are not loud, but you are undeniable. You are not everywhere, but your energy lingers long after you leave. They don't talk about it out loud, but oh, they feel it. The weight of your presence, the sharp edge of your silence, the way you don't flinch when others perform. People wonder what it is. Is it confidence? Is it mystery? Is it power? No, it's something deeper. It's the fact that you don't need to audition for a room you were born to lead. You don't fight for attention because your very existence exposes what's false. And they hate that about you, even when they admire it. This world praises noise. It applauds the desperate and the performative. But you walk differently. You carry something they can't copy. Presence, precision, peace. You don't explain yourself, and that drives them mad. You don't overshare, and that makes you unpredictable. You've outgrown fitting in, and that threatens their comfort zones. But let me ask you, have you ever felt like you were too quiet for this world, too observant, too intense, like you were watching life from the edges while everyone else seemed to be playing a part? That's not an accident. That's not insecurity. That's awareness. And awareness, my chosen one, is your edge. You see things they don't. You hear things in silence that others miss through noise. You aren't different because you try to be. You're different because you were built different. You don't seek the spotlight. You are the light. Subtle, steady, and impossible to ignore once seen. So no, you don't need to explain why you move the way you do. You don't need to justify why your standards are high, your circle is small, or your energy is protected. You are not here to be digestible. You are here to disrupt the script they wrote for you, with elegance, with fire, and with stillness. This isn't about being better. It's about being real in a world addicted to artificial. So walk with your head high. You don't owe them softness to feel safe around your strength. You are not for show. You are for impact. And they know it. And before we go any deeper, take a moment to acknowledge this. The very fact that you're here is no coincidence. You didn't stumble on this video by chance. If you've ever felt like you just don't operate like the rest, like your energy doesn't match the noise around you, it's because you were never meant to. Chosen women move differently, think differently, are different. If you're ready to finally understand why they whisper when you walk in, why they stare but never say what they're thinking, why you feel set apart even in a crowd, then stay with me. Drop the number 77 in the comments if you felt the shift but couldn't name it. And if this already feels like it's speaking straight to your core, go ahead and support this space with a like, subscribe, or a super thanks to keep this energy flowing. Now, let's break it all down, layer by layer, and I promise you, if you're truly a chosen one, you'll see yourself in every word. Let's begin. Number 1. She doesn't enter the room. She alters the atmosphere without a word. She doesn't just walk in. She shifts the air like a silent storm. They tried to underestimate her, but every time she stepped in, the entire room forgot who they were and remembered who she was. My dear chosen ones, let's be clear from the start. You weren't made to blend in. You weren't built to beg for space. Your presence doesn't knock. It enters like a force, and suddenly everything feels different. You know what I mean? You don't even have to speak, yet eyes drift toward you. Energy shifts, conversations drop in volume, and some people start acting nervous, like they just got caught doing something they shouldn't. Why is that? It's not what you're wearing. It's not how loud you are. It's not how many followers you have. It's something deeper. You carry truth, and truth makes people uncomfortable when they've built their image on lies. You've probably asked yourself, why do people act weird when I walk into a space? Why do I feel like I don't belong even when I'm being polite, respectful, and quiet? Let me answer that for you. Because your very existence calls out their inauthenticity. You don't have to say a word. Your silence alone exposes their need for attention, validation, and performance. And that scares them. You don't force your presence. You don't compete for attention. You don't scream to be seen. But you walk in, calm, composed, unshakable, and suddenly the loudest person in the room feels small. That's not arrogance. That's energy. That's alignment. That's what happens when someone has endured enough in silence to no longer need approval. See, they don't understand how someone who speaks so little can command so much. They don't understand why you don't laugh at fake jokes, why you don't chase the spotlight, or why you're not moved by surface-level validation. But let them wonder, chosen one. Let them project. Because you didn't come to entertain. You came to shift the atmosphere. There's a reason the air changes when you walk in. You're not bringing noise. You're bringing clarity. You're not bringing chaos. You're bringing alignment. People can't place it, but they feel it. You're the reset button in a space full of broken frequencies. Your calm rattles egos. Your silence feels louder than their speeches. And your restraint, that's power they can't touch. Because it's not about dominance, it's about presence. And your presence tells the story of someone who doesn't flinch, doesn't fold, and doesn't fake. So if you've ever felt like the odd one out, the misunderstood, the too quiet, too intense, too different woman in the room, let me tell you something. You're not the problem. You're the mirror. And not everyone likes what they see when you're around. Keep walking in rooms like you own them, not because of arrogance, but because you no longer shrink to make others feel tall. You've earned your stillness. You've earned your power. You've earned your silence. And anyone who can't handle your presence doesn't deserve your voice. This is why chosen women are different. Not because they speak the loudest, but because they never needed to speak at all to be remembered. Number 2. She doesn't wake up. She rises with intention before the world opens its eyes. My dear chosen ones, the world hits snooze, scrolls, and stumbles into the day half awake. But not you. You don't just wake up, you rise. And that's exactly what separates you. You move with intention while others are still drifting through routine. You rise before the world has a chance to tell you who to be. While others are trying to catch up with yesterday's noise, you're already steps ahead. Not in motion, but in mindset. You understand that the most powerful part of the day isn't what's loud, it's what's quiet. That first breath before the sun shows up, that pause before the notifications flood in, that sacred space where you meet your thoughts before anyone else can shape them. That's your edge. They ask, why does she always seem so calm? It's because you already met yourself before the world had a chance to distract you. They ask, why doesn't she rush like we do? Because your pace isn't driven by pressure, it's driven by presence. The chosen woman doesn't rise to perform, she rises to align. She's not checking boxes, she's checking in with herself. And when your day starts with clarity, not chaos, the rest of the world's noise holds no power over you. While others run to be seen, you ground yourself to be unshakable. There's something about a woman who moves through the day with her center intact. Her tone is measured, her steps are deliberate, her eyes aren't darting around, they're focused. It's because she didn't rush out of bed just to survive the day. She stepped into the day like it was already hers. And chosen one, you know what that does to people? It confuses them. It intimidates them. They don't understand how someone can be so composed while everything else is chaos. But that's what makes you different. You don't run from the world. You meet it head-on, fully aware, fully present. You've probably noticed this. The more intentional your mornings, the less reactive your life becomes. And that's the secret right there. It's not about having a perfect morning routine. It's about choosing to be with yourself before the world demands a version of you that doesn't belong to them. This is why you don't start your day answering everyone else's energy. You don't rise to meet chaos. You rise to anchor it. That's why you're calm when they panic. That's why you respond when they react. That's why you carry peace into rooms that run on stress. You don't just rise to start the day, you rise to own it. And that, chosen one, is what makes you dangerous in a world that profits from people who move without purpose. Keep rising early, keep rising aware, keep rising different. Number 3. She doesn't scroll for clarity, she feeds her mind before the noise can touch it. My dear chosen ones, there's something about the first hour of your day that defines the rest of it. And here's where the difference kicks in. While most people reach for their phones the moment they open their eyes, you reach inward. You don't scroll for clarity. You don't outsource your direction to trends, opinions, or someone else's chaos. You take command of your own atmosphere before the world gets a chance to pull you out of alignment. That's what makes you different. You've learned that clarity doesn't come from a screen. It comes from silence, from stillness, from intentional space, while others are lost in an endless loop of who's doing what, what's trending now, or what am I missing? You've mastered the art of presence. You don't need to know what everyone else is doing because you already know what you came to do. Chosen women understand this. The first thoughts you let into your mind in the morning are not just thoughts, they are seeds. And seeds don't just stay in your mind. They shape your focus, your mood, your energy. So you guard your mental garden like it's sacred, because it is. They might ask, why are you so quiet in the morning? Or, why don't you check your phone first thing? And your answer is simple. Because you're not trying to escape reality, you're preparing to own it. You read, you reflect, you move slowly, but with purpose. And this confuses people who are addicted to chaos. They think urgency equals importance. You know better. You've seen what happens when your mind gets hijacked too early in the day. And you've made a conscious choice not to let that happen anymore. What you're doing may look small on the outside, journaling, reading something meaningful, sitting in stillness, but it's building something unshakable on the inside. While they chase dopamine, you're building discipline. While they react to every ping and post, you respond with poise because you took time to center yourself before the world could distract you. That's not a routine. That's a mindset. That's strategy. That's why you're different. The average woman waits for motivation. The chosen woman creates it. She chooses what enters her mind before anyone else gets a say. And because of that, she moves through the day with clarity they can't fake and composure they can't steal. So keep doing what they don't understand, chosen one. Keep feeding your mind before the noise can touch it, because clarity isn't found in the feed, it's found in you. And that's why they'll always wonder how you move the way you do. While they scroll, you rise. Number 4. She doesn't chase the spotlight. She builds power in silence that echoes loudly. They don't understand how you're so composed, so quiet, and yet so undeniably seen. And it bothers them, because they've spent years turning themselves inside out for applause. But you, my chosen one, you walk through life like you've already been validated by something deeper, something they can't name and will never control. While others race to be visible, you're becoming unshakable. And that right there is the difference. You see, you're not moved by the rush of being noticed. You're focused on something more permanent, becoming the kind of woman who doesn't have to ask for the spotlight, because the spotlight can't ignore her. You're not building for the next moment. You're building for legacy. That's what they don't get. Most people perform because they need external permission to feel important. But the chosen woman, she doesn't perform. She prepares, in silence, off stage, behind closed doors, when no one's watching. That's where the real work happens. While they post every move to feel alive, you're in the background, mastering your next level in silence. While they're busy measuring their worth by who claps, you're developing strength that doesn't need applause to feel real. And because of that, you're not just different, you're dangerous. And let's be real, your silence, it's not weakness, it's strategy. Because you know that not everything sacred deserves to be exposed. You know that what's being planted in quiet is often the very thing that shakes the world when it blooms. Chosen ones understand this. Growth doesn't always come with noise. Power doesn't need to prove itself. The most transformative phases of your life, they won't be broadcasted. They'll be silent, internal, grounded. You're not missing out by staying low-key. You're loading, evolving, becoming. So don't let them convince you that you're behind just because you're not screaming for attention. The loudest ones often have the least to offer. But you're storing energy, collecting wisdom, and preparing for impact that hits harder than hype. You've learned how to live in the pause, how to breathe in the shadows, how to sharpen your focus while the world is distracted. And when it's your time, chosen one, when your moment finally aligns, you won't have to ask for eyes to find you. They'll already feel you coming, because silence backed by substance always speaks the loudest in the end. So let them chase, let them scramble for likes, validation, recognition. You're not just playing a different game, you're on a different frequency. You don't need the spotlight. You are the pulse behind the power. And that's what makes you unforgettable. Number 5. She doesn't talk to be heard. Her words are precision, not performance. You want to know what really separates a chosen woman from the rest? It's not just how she walks or how she observes. It's how she speaks, and more importantly, how she doesn't. My dear chosen ones, understand this. In a world addicted to noise, the rarest kind of power is restraint. You don't talk just to fill the silence. You don't speak just to be acknowledged. Because when you open your mouth, it's not for performance, it's for precision. There's a reason people lean in when you speak. It's because they know you don't waste breath. You're not the one ranting for applause. You're not looking for a spotlight. You're the one whose silence says more than their monologues ever could. And yet, you've been misunderstood for this. People say you're cold, distant, too intense, too calculated, but they don't realize that your silence isn't a weakness. It's a weapon. You're listening, you're observing, you're calculating energy before you ever give a piece of your voice to the room. Because when a chosen woman speaks, she means it. She's mastered the pause. She lets others reveal themselves before she reveals anything. And when she speaks, she cuts through illusions. She disarms lies. She doesn't sugarcoat or decorate her truth just to make it easier to digest. She doesn't scream, but her whisper can shatter egos. Her words aren't many, but they land because they're rooted in clarity, not reaction. They don't come from impulse, they come from intention. Let's be real. How many people talk just to be seen, just to prove they matter, just to validate their image? Chosen women don't do that. You already know you matter. You don't need to over-explain. You've outgrown the need to be understood by everyone. So when they ask why you're quiet, why you didn't respond, why you chose not to react, it's because you chose peace over proving. And that's power. You know that not every insult deserves a clapback. Not every conversation deserves your insight. And not every battle deserves your voice. Because your voice is a currency. It's sacred. It's refined. You know that once it's spoken, it leaves impact, and you don't throw that around lightly. People talk, you move, they rant, you observe, they seek validation, you seek alignment. That is what makes you different. You don't use your voice to be loud, you use it to be undeniable. So speak when it's time, and when it's not. Let the silence remind them of who you are. Because the chosen woman doesn't speak to be heard. She speaks to be felt. Number 6. She doesn't seek applause. She moves quietly, but every step plants legacy. My dear chosen ones, you were never here for the noise, and that's exactly what makes them uncomfortable. You don't post everything you do. You don't beg for validation. You don't rehearse your life to win points from the crowd. And still, you leave fingerprints on everything you touch, quietly, intentionally, permanently. While others are screaming for attention, you're out here building something that will outlive you. Why don't you seek applause? Because you don't need it. You've outgrown the hunger to be seen. You don't need a spotlight when your steps are already loud in rooms. Your name hasn't even entered yet. Some of the most powerful moves you've ever made Nobody even knew they happened. And that's the point. Legacy doesn't come from showing off. It comes from showing up, consistently, purposefully, silently. Every time you choose integrity over performance, that's legacy. Every time you lift someone up without asking for credit, that's legacy. Every time you do the hard thing in private, the thing no one sees, no one thanks you for, that's legacy. They think you're quiet, but you're just focused. They think you're not making noise, but your energy echoes louder than their words ever could. They confuse silence with weakness, not realizing your stillness is the very thing shaking foundations they thought were solid. You don't just walk through life, you reshape it, piece by piece, soul by soul. So why does the chosen woman move in silence? Because she doesn't build to impress, she builds to last. She doesn't chase crowds, she chooses impact. She doesn't perform, she plants. And what she plants grows long after the audience forgets who the loudest voice was. And let's be honest, the world doesn't reward quiet power. It fears it. It mocks it. It tries to ignore it. But what's real doesn't need applause to be remembered. The most dangerous storms don't start with thunder. They start with pressure. And you, chosen one, carry that same quiet pressure, a force of nature in human form. You're not forgotten. You're just working where eyes can't see. You're not behind. You're just rooted. And roots, they go deep before they ever rise. You are not here to be trendy. You're here to be timeless. So if you've ever felt invisible while doing the right thing, if you've ever wondered whether your quiet path is enough, let this be your confirmation. You are not unseen. You are unforgettable, because real legacy is planted in the dark and blooms where the spotlight could never reach. Number 7. She doesn't let everyone in. Her energy is her empire, and access must be earned. She used to give everyone a seat at her table, until she realized some only came to steal the silverware. My dear chosen ones, not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life, and the moment you realize that, everything changed. Because what sets you apart, what truly makes you different, isn't just how you carry yourself. It's how carefully you protect what you carry. You don't give out your energy like samples at a store. You've learned, sometimes painfully, that being available to everyone drains the very power that makes you who you are. People don't talk about this part. They talk about boundaries, but they don't talk about the grief of outgrowing people. They don't talk about what it feels like to love deeply, but still choose distance. You do. You know exactly what it means to protect peace, like a queen protects her crown. You no longer explain why you stopped picking up the phone for people who only called when they needed something. You no longer feel guilty for not replying to chaos disguised as concern. You've learned that your presence is a privilege, not a public service. And chosen women, they don't need a crowd to feel powerful. They need clarity. They need purpose. They need room to grow, even if that means growing alone for a while. That's why your circle got smaller, but your energy got stronger. That's why you stopped oversharing, because you realized some people don't listen to understand. They listen to compete. You're not cold. You're focused. You're not distant. You're discerning. You're not rude. You're reserved, with reason. Because experience taught you, Energy is currency, and the wrong people are emotional pickpockets. You used to let them in. You used to doubt your own intuition. You used to silence your boundaries just to keep others comfortable. But not anymore. Now, you observe before you engage. You watch before you welcome. And you understand something that took years to learn. Just because someone wants access doesn't mean they're worthy of it. You see, chosen women don't build empires for attention. They build sanctuaries, places where their peace, power, and presence aren't constantly under attack. You're not afraid of connection. You're just no longer thirsty for validation. That's what rattles people. You don't chase. You don't prove. You don't beg. You choose intentionally. So if they say you've changed, good. That means they're finally seeing the boundaries they used to cross without permission. You've stepped into your own lane. And from here on out, every invitation is evaluated. Every connection is earned. Every moment of your time has value, and you're finally treating it that way. This is what makes chosen women so different. They don't just protect their energy, they rule with it. And as we close this powerful message, let this sink in. What makes you different isn't up for debate, and it never needed to be explained. You're not just passing through this world, you're shaping it, silently, intentionally, with every boundary you hold and every presence you protect. If this spoke to something deep inside you, don't let it stop here. Like this video, subscribe for more, and drop 77 in the comments if you're claiming your space, your peace, and your power. Share this with another woman who needs to be reminded. Her difference isn't a flaw, it's her force.